Now we will discuss how the accounting entries have to be done in the books of hire purchaser. In our previous video, we have explained what are the differences between hire purchase and installment, and what are the terms which are broadly what are the terms of hire purchase agreement, and how interest and other elements of hire purchase transactions have to be identified. We will take the same example and we will try to understand how the entries can be have to be done in the books of hire purchaser. Okay. So if you recap our example, cash price is 2 lakhs, down payment is 70,000, hire purchase installment 1 53,000, hire purchase installment 2 49,000, hire purchase installment 3 55,000. Okay, hire purchase price is 2,27,000 and interest year 1 13,000, interest year 2 9,000, interest year 3 5,000. Okay. Now we have to do accounting entries in the books of hire purchaser. There are two methods of accounting. One, cash price method. Two, interest suspense method. There are two methods of accounting in the books of hire purchaser. One is cash price method, another one is interest suspense method. We will do first cash price method. Then for the same example, we will do accounting entries for interest suspense method. Okay. Let us now do the entries. When this transaction happens, what will happen? There will be an agreement between hire vendor and hire purchaser, which we have already discussed, and the asset or a machinery or equipment will be given to the possession of the hire purchaser for his use. Okay. Now the asset is coming to the hire purchaser. We have categorically said that there is property in the goods is not transferred in from hire vendor to hire purchaser, but still as per the disclosure requirements we have to record it as asset in the books of hire purchaser. Okay. There is a written agreement that on so and so date, on satisfying so and so conditions like payment of all installments, interest, everything, then the asset becomes the hire purchaser becomes the owner of the asset. So we have to record in the books of hire purchaser asset as asset purchased. Okay. So for it is normal journal entry. Usually when we purchase the asset, it is asset account debit to hire vendor account. Okay. This is the first entry at year 0. At year 0, I am purchasing the asset from hire vendor, asset account debit to hire vendor account. What is the value we have to take here? It should always be cash price. There is no other element like interest can be added to the asset. It has to be on cash price. Okay. 2 lakhs. Next, after purchasing the asset, what hire purchaser does, he will give down payment. He will give down payment to hire vendor. So how much is the down payment? It is 70,000. So year 0, second entry, hire vendor account debit to bank account 70,000. Please remember, I am telling once again, it should be cash price, not hire purchase price, it should be cash price. Interest is a finance cost, it cannot be added to the asset. Okay. Now, next entry, hire vendor to bank account 70,000, making payment of down payment. This is the down payment entry, 70,000. Next, after that anything happens between these two in respect to this transaction? No. Year end, at year end, hire purchaser has to pay first installment. So, he has to pay at the year end first installment. First installment includes cash price and also interest. We have already identified what is the interest element, so we have to record it as our expense at the end of the year 1. Okay, end of year 1, interest account debit to hire vendor account. What is the interest of first year? 13,000. 13,000. Okay. Now at the end of year 1 he has to pay interest, so I am debiting interest expense account and crediting to hire vendor account 13,000. Then I have purchased the asset. Now at the end of the year I have to record depreciation. It will get depreciated and we have to calculate depreciation, then only our financial statements are correct. Okay, so we have to year 1 depreciation account debit to asset account. For example, we will assume 10% is the depreciation rate, so 20,000. This is the depreciation for year 1. In these two, you have to remember one important aspect, that is period. See, in the given example, whatever the interest and depreciation is calculated, it is for one complete year. Suppose if we are purchasing the asset on 1st of October 2020, then we are closing our books of accounts 31st March 2021. Then the value of interest and also depreciation have to be proportionately adjusted, else your working will be wrong, your financial statements will be wrong. So always remember what is the date of hire purchase, then calculate full year interest and proportionately debit to the expense and credit to vendor. Okay. Next, coming to, in this particular example, it is presumed that we have purchased on 1st April 2020. So on 31st March 2021, I am debiting these expenses. Okay. Now after debiting these expenses, I will make payment to hire vendor my installment amount. Okay. My first installment is 53,000. So year 1 end, hire vendor account debit the receiver to bank account credit what goes out. So 53,000. Okay. Now this is the amount I am making payment to the hire vendor at first year end, including interest. Okay. Now at the year end, what I will do, these expenses I will transfer to profit and loss account. Okay. So year 1 end, profit and loss account debit to interest account to depreciation account. Here it is 13,000, depreciation 20,000, and both put together P&L 33,000. These two expenses I will debit it to P&L and credit to interest and depreciation. So those accounts will become 0. So if you observe, interest account, this entry, depreciation entry, payment of installment and transfer of expenses to P&L. All these 4 entries are common for next 2 years also. It only, amount only changes, that is 49,000, 9,000, 55,000, 5,000 and depreciation at 10% on WDV. Okay. So you have to remember that accounting entries are same. You have already arrived at the numbers. So the same way you can accounted for next 2 years, and these two entries will be at the beginning of the first year only. Subsequently, I am not going to take any new asset from him, or I am going to pay any down payment to him. Okay. So these are the entries. Now let us see how these entries will reflect in my financials. Okay. Say asset account. This is my asset account. Year 0, I buy 2 lakh rupees, asset account debit to hire vendor, 2 lakh rupees I am debiting to asset account. Okay. Next, hire vendor account. In the first entry, I am crediting 2 lakh rupees to hire vendor, that is asset account debit to hire vendor. Then I am releasing down payment to the hire vendor. So hire vendor account debit to bank account 70,000. Okay. So at the year end, my hire vendor balance will be 1,30,000, and I will next entry interest. Okay. Interest entry, what I am doing, I am making interest liability of 13,000, that is interest account debit to hire vendor. I am creating a liability of 13,000. Okay. Then I am making payment of 53,000 installment amount. So when I release payment, it will be 53,000. 13,000 I have to pay him interest, so I have created the liability. Then I am releasing installment amount, it is 53,000.